What's your kind of view on all that?
I don't know. I definitely think it's a scary prediction if you're on the side of reason that the analysts are going this in favor of MnM. But I do have to agree, MnM are definitely the favorites coming in here. And then, I mean, we've got to mention the fact we've got Kiyoshima in the lineup here, but already the action kicking off right now. It's going to be Cryptics and Robin Nasty starting things off right for reason, but it is going to be 3 versus 3 already.
Yep, it's going to be the man advantage now going the way of reason. Just as you say that, it's going to get traded out, leaving it now all on Rom and Keo. And while Keo's going to find that USP shot, taking down Rom to secure that first on the board for Molotovs and Marshmallows. And well, there we go. That was so back and forth.
What a messy first round.
Yeah, no, incredibly messy.
Like, I think that epitomizes the fact that both of these are mixed teams, right? There was very much just chaos. As soon as they got on towards that B site, it was just like, where are we going? What are we doing? Who is taking charge right now? And all in all, MnM did manage to take the advantage. And to be honest, with Reason taking the first 2 kills, maybe they shouldn't have been able to really eke that one out. But Keo managed to grab himself a 2K, did win out that round in the end. But now it's going to be down to Reason on this B site, stacking up 4 players, one towards Connector, and just leaving Bishop all on his own over towards A.
Yeah, and sadly, that's not looking like it's going to be coming in too much into effect here, as we can see. MnM, they've already doubled back from B, making their way in towards mid now. Flash going to be clearing out mid. Jenko out first with the MAC-10. Not going to find anyone just yet, but there are 2 players for the side of Reason now rotated in towards that A-bomb site. The thing is, can Bishop and Robin hold this one down on their own? As you can see, everyone else for the side of Reason locked in towards that B site. Not going to be able to rotate through very quickly.
No, certainly not, but we are going to see the setup kicks off. The SMG is going to be coming into play. Deagle cannot find its shots, and Keo finds the first kill of the round. Bishop laying in wait, though, will not be able to find Mole. Gets him shut down. Head, bullet straight through the head. 3 players remaining for Reason, and now they've got to come back in. They've got 2 Deagles and a P250. Is it enough? Cryptics thinks it is. Finds one for himself to start things off for his team, but Keo is going to answer for that. Grabs his 2nd kill of the round, 4th kill of the game so far. And Rattlesnake and Rom, I don't think there's much they can do. Jenko finds another with a MAC-10, and Rom, with just a P250, he's got nowhere to go.
No, nowhere to go, nowhere to run. He's just going to try and find some frags, but Jenko not going to let that happen. Takes him down with the MAC-10. That's going to be a nice $1,200 in the bank to cement his role as the sugar daddy of the team. You can already see he's sitting on $4,800 into round number 3. And he's going to keep that MAC-10 going, just keep the money rolling in. And you can see that, well, Stanley, he wants to try and replicate those results. He's picked up a MAC-10 of his own.
Yeah, they know that there's no way that Reason are going to be going for any kind of force into this round. They're comfortable on those SMGs. They know that they're not going to have any armor to deal with. So just why not keep that money rolling on in? No one else is going to be investing too heavily. We do have a few AKs across the board. We've got some armor, not crazy amounts of utility, but that's a good start there coming out from Bishop. Does get answered immediately. Aaron, with the AK, though, finds one for himself onto Rom. There's Cryptics going down, as well as Robin Nasty, as Keo finds 2. And, well, this is just a simple eco bash coming out right now for MnM.
Yeah, Keo padding those stats that little bit more. Picks up 2 frags on the back of the AK. It's all Rattlesnake with an Oos. We're going to be swapping that one out for the P250, trying to find something here. Potentially a frag or 2. Might be able to scavenge an AK, seeing as there are 3 rifles on this side of MnM. But, I mean, currently, he's just kind of lurking here towards Connector. Aaron looking like he wants to try and investigate, get a little bit curious, and well, he's going to find a frag on the back of it. That 3rd round, like you say, just a standard eco bash. It's going to go 3-0 as MnM, they pick up the pistol and those 2 respective anti-eco rounds as well.
Absolutely, and well, I mean, predictions looking great so far, but now we're actually into the gun rounds. This is where the game properly kicks off, I like to think. Beyond that first pistol, round 4 is always kind of the actual main thing to be watching, and M4's coming in across the board for Reason. Nobody in the game opting to go with any kind of snipers just yet. We've not seen any crazy scout strategies. We've not seen any orbs coming through just yet either. So it should be pretty even pickings. Both teams starting with around the same amount of utility to work with as well.
Yeah, and you know, this round is very important for setting that momentum. I think the analysts were speaking about it earlier. This is where Reason, they have to try and make a stand. They have to slow down MnM. If you keep letting them maintain that pace, then that's when you're going to be facing issues. Well, we can already see they've set up 2 players once again in towards this A site for the side of Reason in the form of Bishop and Robin. Flash out in towards Long. He's going to be able to find a bit of success as they manage to find that first frag out in Jenko. The early man advantage now going the way of Reason, and no return frag to come through. does mean it's going to be the man advantage now, going the way of the CT side, which is going to come in handy, as it looks like MnM, they're still fairly dedicated in towards this A site.
Got to say, impressed by Robin Nasty as well. You wouldn't expect Jenko to lose an A battle, but that is going to be him answered for. Stanley finds one for himself, evens things up. Bishop is going to be on the scene. We've seen him going crazy in the group stages, but not going to be happening here on Cobblestone. Stanley grabs a second. And well, Reason, they might as well just hold on to these rifles at this stage. There's no way they're getting a 2v4 retake.
Yeah, no, I mean, the second you kind of lose everyone out of that A site, the smoke's still chiming in through as well for the side of MnM. They get completely locked out. And well, Rattlesnake and Cryptix, they were so far away, they just couldn't rotate through in time. And as you can see now, they're having to try and fall back to hold on to the little bit of utility and rifles that they do have in their possession. MnM, though, they don't want to let that happen. The economy on the side of the T's is already very, very strong. $6,000 across 4 players, sorry. The only one who's a little bit low is Stanley on 650, but everyone else more than enough in their pocket to drop for him. So as a result, we can see them going on the hunt a little bit. They are getting quite aggressive, pushing in towards this B site. They've left just to blow up, as you would expect. It's going to go 4-0, and they can't find a frag on the 2 saving players, sadly. So we are going to be seeing 2 rifles for the side of Reason carried forward into this round. But I mean, currently they haven't really found what they needed to put the defense up against MnM. It has been fairly lackluster.
It certainly has. I mean, those rifles going to be a bit of a silver lining for them. But when you look at the buy that they've put together here, it's very much. I mean, it feels like an appropriate map because they've definitely cobbled this one together. Got a couple of Famuses, Mag 7 as well, but not going to be able to find a kill to start things off. That's going to be a Famus coming into play, though, as Jenko finds his second kill onto Bishop there, and now we see Rattlesnake charging on in. He's got the Famus to work with. If he can find some heads, he will be able to do some damage, but MnM certainly still with the advantage on this one. They've got utilities set up as well before they go for the fight, but Jenko yet again on the scoreboard here. He's got 3 for himself in this round. Keo finds 1. Aaron will finish off Rom to finish off the round as well. 5 on the trot now for MnM, and Reason nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, well, I mean, they, like you say, the buy-up into that round was fairly weak anyway. They didn't have the utility to try and hold back MnM, and I mean, it was so pivotal there, as you saw in the site take. The smokes just raining on through for the T side, and it completely locked Reason out. They had to try and push through the smokes, and then they just get put through the meat grinder. And at the end, I mean, it's just Rom, and he's fed to the wolves. 1 versus 4. He's got to try and come back from. He's going to be going down. So now it is going to be a bit of a force on this side for Reason Gaming. We've already seen Rattlesnake picking up that first frag early on the trade, looking to try and come through, and they're also boosting a player up on towards Fountain. So they're not going to yield anything just yet. Rattlesnake's going to fall, as is Cryptix. This B site is being torn limb from limb, and now it's all on Bishop and Robin to try and hold it down. The 2 players that were so familiar to that A site, able to find 1 frag, but that is going to be it as Jenko comes through at the end and manages to find 3 of his own, completing the hat-trick.
Yeah, I really like that play coming out from MnM there as well. They know that they're against Eagle, so 2 people peek at the same time. Even if they do get that first 1D, they're not going to be able to take out 2 people consecutively unless they pull off just a miraculous play. So really, really nice stuff from MnM. Just completely denying Reason yet another round. But here we go. We've got a very convincing buy now. There's not going to be helmets on many of the Reason players, but against AKs it shouldn't make too much of a difference. Rattlesnake, though, he's got an AWP in his hands, and we'll see whether that is going to be enough to make a big difference. He's going to be hanging out over towards Chicken Coop, and it looks like right now MnM are considering this B site again.
Yeah, and hopefully that's going to be their detriment. I mean, you've got Rattlesnake set up perfectly over towards Coop just to completely nail these enemies as they try making their way out on towards platform. Pop Flash going to be moving in towards Long, but they're not looking to capitalize out on the side of Reason. They are just using it to delay the push. Molotovs making their way in towards Drop. You can already see MnM there spreading out across the site, trying to seize control. And while Rattlesnake, he's gone aggressive over towards Plat to back up Cryptix, and good damage being found through the smoke. It's going to be Stan to go down. Now it's a 5-on-4 man advantage going the way of Reason Gaming. Probably the most advantageous position we've seen them in thus far. And while they're looking to try and hold this down, Mole has very much dedicated himself in towards Drop Down. Unless he can find that frag out onto Rom, things aren't going to be looking good for him, but it's not going to be a problem as Rom just offers himself to him on a silver platter. He's going to get taken down, leaving this on Rattlesnake and Cryptix to try and hold down this B site.
Yeah, Rattlesnake gets flashed out, misses his shot, but will survive the engagement in the end. Cryptix on 2 HP will be finished off as well. 2v2 all of a sudden, and it's Jenko and Mole, the ones that have to make things happen. They were playing all throughout the group stages as well. These are 2 of the veterans from MnM. Robin Nasty and Bishop both have been stand-up players for a reason. It is going to be more fun in a headshot to start things off, though. And now it's all on Robin Nasty's shoulders. Reason need this round so badly for themselves, but they're not going to be able to find it. Mole digs Reason into a bit of a hole on this one, and it is going to be 7-0 now for MnM. They've even grabbed up that AWP that Rattlesnake had brought into the last round. This is looking pretty traumatic right now, I would say, for Reason Gaming.
Yeah, definitely. So I thought maybe that AWP could have been the turning point. We hadn't seen it in Rattlesnake's hands just yet, but he finally gets a hold of it. Only finds, what, one frag on the back of it, and then now it's going to go in the hands of Keo. And suddenly, you've given something that's already incredibly dangerous, like a tiger or something, you know, a weapon. So,
yeah.
You know, it's like giving a lion an AK. It's just a disaster for the side of Reason here. It's not going to be working out as they do pick out towards Plat, but it's going to be Keo to utilize that AWP to maximum effect. Takes down Bishop, Aaron as well, takes down Rattlesnake. It's going to be Cryptics to try and turn things back as he finds one frag, looking for the second on the back of the Deagle. But it's going to be losing to the AWP at range by the looks of things. Keo actually not connecting those shots, and now with two players looking to try and go aggressive. Might be in a spot of trouble, flashes himself out, but he's stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Swapping things out to the tech, but he's going to get taken down. It's going to go 3-on-3 as MnM, they're having to play now. I think it's being equalized out, and Rom actually being able to sneak through into the back lines could be a bit of an issue here as he does spot out the lone player in towards B in the form of Mole. He's going to get taken down, but Robin is there to trade things out.
I really like that aggressive push coming out from Reason to shut down Keo, take that AWP out of his cold dead hands, but all in all, it's meant that MnM were able to just rotate over towards the A site. They realized that everybody from Reason was stacked over towards B. They realized they were going to lose those players, but they were like, you know what, we can make that sacrifice. We can go over to the other side of the map and just set up a solid defense. Now there's no way that Reason can answer to that, and it does mean Reason will at least be able to hold on to this AWP. They'll hold on to the AK, so they have something coming out of this round. But again, it's more score on the board for MnM Gaming. They've got themselves yet another plan, and they're just continuing to rack up this economy. Yeah,
well, I mean, it is all good, you know, like you say, saving up the AWP, saving up the AK, getting whatever you can, but at the end of the day, the round wins going the way of MnM the way they are. That's not what you want. That's the ultimate kind of goal here. I mean, they have you know, every cloud has a silver lining. They do get 2 rifles out of it. They hit the economy a little bit for the side of MnM, but you know, I mean, look at the money. 15,000 up on Jenko as well. He's nearly at max cash already. We're only in round number 9.
They're doing pretty all right.
Yeah, no, they are. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. The economy is looking strong indeed. And as we head into round number 9, they're going to be trying to switch things up for the side of Reason. You can see they've got the AWP back into the hands of Rattlesnake. Potentially, he could try and change the pace of this game. You can already see, though, everyone kind of being funneled in towards drop. It's not going to be boding well here for the side of Reason. They're going to find one frag to equalize things out. Moldo making his way through with the AK. It's going to get taken down. Bishop does find it, putting the man advantage now in favor of Reason. This B take, though, is well and truly underway.
Yeah, I really like this from MnM to go for the fast play, trying to change the pace, but it's really just not worked out for them. Reason managing to shut this one down. Like, conceptually, I like the idea. You know, we'll change the pace, we'll not do the same thing we've been doing every round, keep them on their toes. However, you've just seen that they've stacked B basically every round so far this game. Why would you all rush B? It just plays into Reason's hands, and they're able to completely shut down that push.
I think they were going for the whole mind games thing. You know, they won't think we'll go B. They've stacked B every time. Why would we push it? And well, sadly, they didn't fall for it. They, you know, the reverse psychology, as it were, didn't really work out there. And well, I mean, Reason, they do get their first round on the board. Better late than never. You can see Rattlesnake switching up his position now in towards mid, but Long is already foregone. MnM making their way up there. 3 players there with Bomb in tow. And Jenko trying to make something happen in mid. It's going to get taken down by Robin, but now you can see the Rattlesnake. And Robin, they're both stuck in mid. And well, there we go. Aaron, he's going to be making quick work of that mistake. Going to find a third as well as he completely opens up this A site, leaving it all in Bishop. 1 versus 4.
Yeah, Aaron not having any of it. Let's just bear in mind as well, this is going to be an economic reset coming through for Reason Gaming. That's all of their loss bonus completely gone. MnM, you know, with a round like that, you've almost got to bring into question, did MnM just allow that last round to go purely to get the reset? I wouldn't actually put it past them, but absolute domination coming out from MnM at this early stage in the tournament. Let's remember, it is best of 7, so while Cobblestone is certainly not looking fantastic for Reason, they have time to come back into this series. It's not over just yet, but it's definitely looking fantastic for MnM. If they can keep up this kind of performance for a full best of 7, it's going to be looking phenomenal for them. But you know, it is a best of 7. We'll be starting to look towards whether or not fatigue will be a thing later on. Bishop, though, on the scout, finds one headshot to open things up for Reason Gaming. Fantastic advantage found for his team at the start of this, but Mole is going to answer for it.
Yeah, going to be trading things back. The trade now going back and forth. Ultimately going to be going the way of Reason. That Molotov does find Bishop. Cryptics is going to fall as well. It's back into a 2-on-2 as the man advantage is going to be neutralized. And while everything's going to be equal across the board, HP advantage slightly leaning the way of Reason. But as Stanley finds that shot out on a ROM, it's all going to fall is the hands of Robin here as he makes his way through from behind. And while he's going to be spotted out, Keo is more than aware of what's going on. That Molotov going to be excellent at forcing out of position. That's going to be the frag now going the way of Robin. It's a one-on-one. Stanley versus Robin here. And, well, it's going to be going the way of reason. Robin does find that frag. It's going to be the second round on the board for the CT side. And that is exactly what they need. Yeah, well, it's a little bit tricky.
You could see the way he was looking around there. There was a little bit of panic coming in, like, no, I've won the 1v1. Where is the bomb? Does find it in the end, though. Will get his second round on the board for a reason. I thought it may have been disaster for them when they had that reset last round. Couldn't quite grab the AWP there, unfortunate. But when they had that reset last round, I was like, oh, this is looking really dicey. But that second round on the board, they can still salvage this. 9 rounds for MnM. But if Reason can go on a bit of a roll here, if they can get this momentum going and grab themselves another few rounds, they can end on a 9-6 half, which actually, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that bad.
Yeah, no, definitely not at all. But I mean, the real thing they have to try and contend with is the economy that's been allowed to build up on this side of MnM. As well, I mean, we can see they've still got $7,000 to $10,000 up on a few of these players, which really isn't a very good situation to be in because they can afford to keep buying into these rounds no matter the outcome. And well, moving into this one, we can see 4 players for the side of MnM making their way in through mid. They do leave Mole over towards that B site to play the lurk, trying to put the hurt down, just preventing any rotate coming through from the side of Reason just yet. Leaving it all on Robin and Rattlesnake to try and hold down this A site while the rest of MnM slowly but surely make their way on through. They grab control of Long, 5 rifles up on the side of the T's just to allow for the fast takes, the extra momentum. And well, it's going to be Stanley to find the first. Takes down Rattlesnake in towards that A site. You can see they've already started rotating players to the side of Reason in. Robin and Bishop to try and hold things down as Rom finds the lurk in towards B.
And here we go, though. The push is on right now. Jenko going to get taken down as Robin Nasty is on the scene. Gets 2, but gets taken out. Bishop will trade it, though. And suddenly, Keo finds himself all alone. The French import is making things happen, though, as he's already got a 3K, and he's going to be looking for Cryptics as well. If Keo can get this one, he just about seals the map at this rate for MnM. It'll certainly feel that way. But Cryptics, we've seen him win out the 1v1 before. He did the same last round just to keep his team in Cobblestone right now. We'll see whether he's going to be able to take on Kiyoshima. Now, this guy, he's won 2 majors in the past. This is an absolute legend of Counter-Strike that Cryptics has to go up against. But he's not got that much HP to play with, and Cryptics is going to find the first shot. So there we have it. Reason Gaming are going to be able to get themselves a 3rd on the board. They've got things rolling a little bit here. With 3 rounds on the board, with a bit of economy behind them, they might just be able to finish off this half in style.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we could see that was a classic David versus Goliath story there. I mean, Goliath was French. But yeah, it is, it does ultimately end up going the way of Reason. Yeah, it's going to it's gonna be 3-9. Though this 6-round advantage still leaning the way of MnM. So Reason, they've got a lot of ground left to cover. Not a lot of time to do it in as we are approaching round 13. We're nearing the end of the first half. And, they have been able to find their footing a little bit more. They've been able to get, I believe it's 2 consecutively, both being defuses, though. So the economy of MnM is still going to be looking fairly strong. We could see into this round, bit of a change of pace once again as they find that entry frag out in towards Long. They take down Robin, and he's someone who's kind of been doing quite a good job at holding down at this A site, just allowing for the rotate for the rest of his team. So losing him early, you can already see the impact this has. At MnM, they're pushing all 5 players very aggressively over and in towards this A site.
Certainly are. 5 players still remaining for MnM as they're looking, as you rightly say, towards this A site. No rotation from Reason just yet. They're not going to give up the ghost and allow a fake to go over towards B. Little do they know there is no fake coming on through. It's all in the hands of Cryptics right now. He's on this first corner and he will get double pick. Gets 3 for himself. In fact, Rattlesnake chimes in and helps out his teammate. Mole finds 2 though. 1 through the wall. Rom shuts him down in the end. I thought that could have been disaster for Reason. But Rom comes in at the last second. The rotation came from B and they were able to shut down the push from MnM. I've got to say, Rattlesnake and Cryptics, fantastic job as we saw the initial push come through.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was in the same boat as you. I thought it was Cryptics to final 3, but it was actually Rattlesnake chiming in from the site who did a great job, picked up 2 frags for himself, and then did a little bit more work later on. We can see MnM this round. They could still afford to buy up. The economy that they managed to forge so long ago still playing into effect. And it's going to be Jenko to find that first frag in towards mid as Robin, who tries to go aggressive early on, is going to get punished for it. He's going to fall. The man advantage now going the way of the T side. And we can already see they've slowed down the pace quite a lot. They've grabbed the man advantage early on. They know that if they trade into this, they should be able to come out favorably. And now it looks like they want to try and take a chunk out of B. You can see they've left Stanley in towards mid just to watch their backs. And Rom, he's looking like he wants to try and go aggressive for some information.
Aaron has gone down as well. Reason starting to run out of players. That grenade should finish off Cryptix, and now Aaron onto the site is going to be up against Bishop. Goes for the peek and will actually be able to find the kill. So Aaron down. Rom suddenly finds himself alone in the server though, as Bishop will be finished off by Mole. And well, this is not going to be an easy retake, and I'm not sure this is one he's even going to go for. Going to hold on to this M4 as we're going to be heading towards the final round of the first half. And well, it has been a very quick half. Right now, MnM have been making sure of that fact as they've been racking up these rounds. This will be the 10th on the board, but Reason still in play here, still with an opportunity to get a 10-5 first half, which, you know, considering it was 7-0, really not that bad of a scoreline.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, we did see Reason. They managed to chain 3 together, right? And that's quite good for them. It allowed them to kind of start to salvage some semblance of an economy together. We can see as well saving the M4 up on Rom will allow a little bit more of a confident force bind into the final round of the half. Not going to be ideal, though. The money is pretty kind of tough across this side of Reason. You can see there's not a lot to go around. It does allow them to buy up a good bit of utility to go behind these pistols and armor, but that's really going to be kind of the only silver lining they get out of it. The thing I want to draw attention to actually is right now, you know, when we speak about kind of the players with the big frag counts on the server, you know, you think Keo, you think Jenko really for the side of MnM, but the player with the most actually is going to be Cryptix on the side of Reason. 14 frags right now, and it has up until recently kind of felt a little bit more like Cryptix versus MnM until we saw Robin start to kind of step up in towards that A site as well. It definitely felt like a bit of a one-man show, but I mean, if the rest of the team for the side of Reason can try to chime in with some frags of their own, then this could definitely, you know, start to lean their way. We are going to be seeing things equalized out in the early stages as Cryptix finds that return frag out onto Mold, tries to get out of there, but Keo is going to be getting revenge, and now they're actually tied for frags, I believe. So it is, you know, he's trying to reclaim his title back.
Certainly will be. Deagles in hands of Reason Gaming. This is still a round that they can salvage. We've seen ridiculous things with those hand cannons before, but certainly against these 4 AKs, it's going to be a tall attack. Jenko and Keo both just trying to find ways in to defeat these CTs, but they found their way onto the A side. Now the rotation will come on through, but there's so much utility to deny this right now. We'll head up towards the top. Bishop going to be the man on point with the Deagle, but doesn't manage to land his shots. Jenko and Keo both find one. Rom once again finds himself to be the last man. It's the last round of the half, so he's got to go for this one. With just a Deagle. This will be just beautiful if he gets it, but Jenko shuts him down. That's another 2 kills for him, and it's an 11-4 first half. Well, we were looking at the MnM roster and thinking, you know, Kiyoshima's come in, Aaron's come in. They've lost Robin and Chak, 2 of their superstar players. When you look at the lineup of MnM, it was always going to be Robin that you were going to be talking about. Chak as well, fantastic player. And especially as we head towards the CT side of Cobblestone, it's almost like what Robin is known for within the UK scene. He's absolutely phenomenal on this map. But right now, Aaron and Kiyoshima have easily been filling the shoes of those 2 players. And as we head into this second half, MnM on this CT side will be sending 4 players over towards B.
Yep, stacking in towards that B side. Not too uncommon, as we can see. That is exactly the strategy they do. They decide to employ Aaron aggressively in towards long to try and spot mid. It's a good kind of strat, because if you spot anyone in mid, you can kind of vouch for the fact that it is going to be some sort of A play. He doesn't spot anyone out there. He doesn't want to go too aggressive, and as a result, they do end up rotating the extra player in the form of Mole back on towards that A site, because they can't find the aggression in mid. So as a result, they don't get the information they wanted. It's going to be a very, very standard 2-3 split between the A and that B site. And, well, I mean, it could potentially be paying off for them. You can see Reason, they've already got players over in towards A. You've also got Robin trying to find some aggression in towards that B site. It's just going to be a matter of where they pick the entry frags up. And while it's Robin to find the first out on a Keo, does take him down in towards B. And you can already see it's tempted Reason to try and make something happen potentially towards this site. Instead, now opting to double back on themselves over towards A. They leave Robin to try and sell the fake, backed up, of course, by Rom, as the remaining 3 players for the side of Reason line up to try and take A.
It is going to be just 4 players remaining for MnM, but still with those USPs. They have that advantage if they can fight at range, but once these Ts get up close and personal with the Glocks, they're going to really start to struggle, and that is going to prove my point, as Bishop and Robin managed to find 2. That's going to be another one going the way of Bishop and Mole. He's going to be finished off. Rom is the last one to grab himself a frag. is going to be a good round on the board now for Reason Gaming. That's a fantastic one to pick up as well, as Reason, they're going to be able to start off this half in good stead. They get themselves to some cash to work with, get themselves a few SMGs as well, but we are going to see the force buy out of MnM.
Yeah, if they can convert, you know, the standard 3 rounds as you would expect on the back of the pistol victory, they could take this to a 7-11 scoreline, and suddenly you're not looking at something that is that impossible. Like you say, consider the fact that this was 7-0 at one point. It's really not that bad. The question is, MnM, can they make something happen on the back of this force? They're very talented. They've got the aim. They've got the individual talent across the board. If they can pull together with this force, with the pistols in hand, and, you know, just kind of shred it through the side of Reason at close range when they try making their way potentially towards this B site, then things could very easily go the way of MnM. But if they take things back, then of course, you know, we'll be seeing Reason being the ones trying to, you know, come back from the force, which is going to be less than ideal because you're so close to that match point scoreline. It just wouldn't bode well for the mentality, for the momentum, for anything inside of Reason. So this is pivotal right now.
Yeah. And I mean, we can talk all day about how Reason could make it back in, but the big thing to worry about is if MnM do start to grab rounds, they will just run away with things. They're so close to the end of the map, but it is going to be Mole. Grabs one with a grenade just to start things off. It's bad news for Reason, but I would say with the weapons, they still do have that advantage. They're only up against pistols right now. If they can find their headshots correctly with these automatic weapons, but Jenko doesn't mind having a deagle. Finds a headshot for himself. Now, in the eyes of Stanley, we've seen this guy go huge on this map already. Spots some Cryptics there. Aaron will get sprayed on down, though. Ron finds that kill for himself. Now they're going to push on forwards. Mac 10 in hand, looking for the headshots. Jenko peeks, finds one on to Stanley as well. And suddenly there's just 3 CTs remaining. The pistol's still going to be powerful. Very low HP on both of these terrorist players. Keo gonna peek on out. Finds 2 with the deagle. Fantastic marksmanship from him. And MnM are going to shut down the push.
Yeah, and this is extremely bad news now for the side of Reason Gaming. It's going to go 5-12 as MnM, they pick up the anti-eco. What should have actually been an easy round there for Reason, they completely disallow it. They shut it down very early on. That nade to open things up from Mole is kind of what, you know, was the catalyst for that. It started things off. And it just caused, you know, a chain reaction of events that ultimately mean MnM could easily pick up that round, completely shutting things down. They do get the bomb plant, though, the only silver lining, the only diamond in the rough. And as a result, the force buy up into this is going to be slightly more formidable. You've got the AK on the back of Rom. You've also got a UMP on Bishop. And then a few Tech 9s and a deagle to try and make things work for the side of Reason.
Make things work they will have to do. As MnM with a much more convincing buy. Not 100% sure. As one of the players has dropped out of the server there. We'll be able to update you guys with what's actually going on there. I'm assuming we'll restart the round. Because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know is the answer. We'll wait until League Ops tell me what's going to go on with that one. But a couple of trades going away. We'll just pretend like nothing's happened and cast the rest of this round until we hear something from the admins. But yeah, okay. Looks like the round will restart. We have actually. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. The close quarters fighting does. But as we look down the list, we've got Mirage, we've got Overpass. Both of these maps, we've seen these two teams fight on in the past, but here we go. The game is underway once again. Aaron finds a headshot to start things off as Bishop goes down. Bad start for Reason, but MnM definitely looking to get themselves on the board.
Yeah, and Aaron shutting down Bishop in towards mid. You can already see the effect that that's had on the side of Reason. The pace completely gone. You see that, well, Cryptics, he had to get out there. He had the Tech 9 in hand, tries to go for the trade, can't get it, and as a result has just, you know, fled back to the comfort of the rest of his team. Their warm embrace definitely going to be helpful, much like that Molotov in mid. As, well, it's going to be the man advantage now going the way of MnM. They're trying to exert some pressure in towards B. Rom now rotating out of the mid area is going to be opting to make his way over towards the rest of the team. And now looking like they're going to be trying to split out on towards this B site.
Great shot from Cryptics there as he gets it mid-air, I think that one was. And here we go. It's going to be in the hands of Stanley and Mole as the push comes on in. Cryptics on the front line. It's going to be Mole finding one, but traded straight back. Mole again with the second one. It's all about him and his AK right now. He's on the scene trying to finish off Ron, but can't quite connect the shots. Cryptics goes down. Ron will be finished off by Keo on the rotation. And all in all, Mole is able to hold that one fast. Just hangs out over towards Chicken Coop, pulling all of the aggro towards him, making sure that the enemy is focusing on him, and the rotation comes on through for the rest of the team, shuts them down completely.
Yeah, no, couldn't have said it better. I mean, he just holds it down, buys so much time for the rotate, and everyone's still trying to focus him down. He's just hiding out, you know, playing it cool in towards Chicken Coop. And as a result, the rotate comes through, and, you know, Reason, they get completely cut down. It's going to be a force once again. They don't want to leave anything to chance. They're trying to get their foot in the door, but MnM, they're just going to look to try and close the door and cut the foot clean off as Reason, we can see them pushing aggressively in towards this A site. Keo in towards mid, trying to hold this one down as they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Going to find that first frag, not gone down just yet. As he does fall on back, Mole as well, chiming in with one of his own. Going to be putting this with 3 on 5. The man advantage very heavily going away with MnM, but Bomb is down in towards A. We can see the retake is more than underway. And with only a few pistols to try and hold this one down, it's not going to be looking good for the side of Reason. Mole does spot out one frag, manages to land it as well. Keo in from mid, finds himself a second. It's all on Cryptix, who does get one, but then it's going to get taken down as Mole finds himself the hat trick. That's going to be number 3 as it goes to 5-14 in favor of MnM.
I've got to say, give Mole CT side and let him find an AK and you will regret it, is what I've learned from those 2 last rounds, because Mole has been on a tear. 5 kills in the last 2 rounds. He's on 10,000 gold to work with. He is not messing around. Will pass on that AK, so wants to kind of pass on the baton, if you will, pass on the gauntlet to one of his teammates. And, well, we are going to see a buy come out here for a reason. They do have a couple of UMPs in that lineup as well as a couple of Galils, but at least they got the AK in the hands of Cryptix, and they've got armor, they've got grenades to work with. They can make this round happen, but it is now or never. MnM just 1 away from match point at this stage. And Robin is going to start things off right for a reason. They found themselves an entry and looking towards this A site. It's only Keo here, but if you've got just one player, he is going to be the one to go for it. Bishop shuts him down, though, using that UMP. And now is the opportunity to push forwards onto this A site, set up these defensive grenades, and look for those after plant positions. If they can actually get the plant down, though, Stanley already arriving on the scene, just spraying through the smoke, trying to make things happen for his team as Bishop pop flashing his way out. All in all, though, 2 CTs remaining. MnM, I mean, they're looking like they want to go for that one. No, they will back away in the end. I wasn't sure whether they were just that confident that they were going to go for a 2 versus 5. Definitely not advisable, though, I would say.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, they're going to let them get the round. They were going to try and make it as difficult as they can, try to make it costly. But, I mean, then they decide better to play it safe. You've only got $850 up on Aaron. Keo's got plenty of money in the bank, $9,000. I mean, he's looking fantastic. So, it wouldn't have been an issue if they had decided to go for it. It's just they don't want to give any more rifles to the side of Reason. I mean, everyone does basically have a rifle now across the board. Rattlesnake's only on the Galil. Wouldn't have been nice for him to pick up the M4. MnM, they can save, though, and as a result, they can get a buyout after this one, even if Reason find a 7th round on the board. So, it is going to be a fairly smart and justified save, I would say. Like I said, it wouldn't have been a good idea to try and go for it. I think they were just testing the waters. If they found a frag and put it into that, 2-on-4, 2-on-3 scenario, then they definitely would have tried making something happen, just forcing the retake. But, they can't capitalize on anything, so it's just going to be a save.
Certainly is. And, well, double orb now coming through for MnM. They're looking to finish things off if ever they can right now. I've got to say, so far, not a fantastic performance coming out from Rattlesnake. He was one of the ones that we were really looking at for the side of Reason, but only 5 kills on the board so far in this game. His first game of the day, though, so maybe it's a matter of needing that bit of a warm-up or something. We'll have to wait and see as the day goes on, but traded 1 for 1 so far. Orbs still in play, though, for MnM. Neither of those players have been dropped in the end. It was just a singular trade. But certainly, I would say a standard trade, you feel like that goes the way of the CTs generally.
Yeah, no, definitely so. And as we look to try and capitalize on this, you can see Stan playing up close over here towards Long, trying to spot out Cryptix, who's looking like he wants to try and peek the angle, just force some aggression. Out from the side of MnM, Smoke going to be making its way out, Flash as well, as looks like they want to try and make something happen in towards this A site. Smoke is going to land at double doors, but it's going to be Stan to find the first up close, going to find a second as well as Robin goes down. Keo with the AWP, causing problems of his own, takes down Rattlesnake. Now it's all on Bishop, able to get 1, but he's still got a lot of work left to do. 1 versus 3. Well, he knows exactly where Keo is, but that's not the only problem he's got to try and worry about. Tries to find Stan, but it's not going to happen as Stanley gets the hat-trick. 3 frags for him in that round, and he gets the match point on the board for MnM.
He certainly does. 15 points on the board. MnM just a singular round away from taking this very first map in commanding fashion right now. SEO's prediction was 16-4. We could be looking at a 16-6 at this rate, but we do have rivals coming through. Reason, they're not down and out just yet. Still able to force a draw, but that's the best case scenario for them right now, and they'd have to get 9 rounds on the trot. That's a better start than what MnM had to kick things off here. Jenko going to be the point man as he finds Cryptix. He peeks him on out, and that is going to let his team know that 8 is very likely here. Cryptix going to be the match point, but Mole and Jenko shutting this push down already. Robin Nasty trades it back though, but it's 4 versus 2 Reason running out of players and running out of time on this map as it is looking to be 16-6. Rattlesnake, the last man remaining, can't get the plant down, and Aaron shuts him down in the end. There we have it. Cobblestone goes the way of MnM Gaming, 16-6. What a scoreline to kick things off.